Because out of their desperation to retain their job, they say anything and they don't know the harm it does. They don't face reality. Let them release Nnamdi Kanu today. Let Soludo call a meeting. Even his own commissioners will abandon him to go and listen to Nnamdi Kanu. Why does this young man draw a lot of crowd? Now, the only thing that people will try to fake is something that will draw people to them. Simon Ekpa was able to do what he did, whatever they said he did, because some people are desperate. They are looking for leaders. They now had to follow Simon Ekpa when Nnamdi Kanu was in prison. Are they looking at, okay, look at the number of people following the so-called Simon Ekpa and the number of people following Soludo, even as a governor. So we must face reality.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you once again to this amazing platform. If you have not yet subscribed to this very channel, please kindly subscribe, like, and share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you, so that this information will go far. In this very program, I'm about to share with you some very vital information regarding the sit-at-home in Biafra land, the atrocity of the zoo against Biafrans, and the propagandas against Biafra. This very video is coming from the conventional media. I want you to pay attention to the explanations and the arguments on this very video. It is going to teach you a lot of things. So many secrets will be revealed. Your eyes will open. Things that you never knew before, you are going to know it after watching this program. And you will understand why it is very, very necessary that the Biafrans has exited the zoo called Nigeria. There is no going back. The United States of Biafra have come to stay. Accept it or leave it. Know this and know peace, that the United States of Biafra has gone for good.
Men have been conquered, driven, no longer exist, but then we see their works play out. Oh well, we'll talk about these things and hopefully find a solution. Maybe we just might have a solution to some of these problems that Nigeria is bedeviled with, and find a way forward. Well, these are the conversations we'll talk about this morning.
Oh, well, Moses, I'm restraining myself. I don't want to laugh out loud because the topic you introduced the other day, the Chief of Defense Staff told us, it was on display that the Nigerian Army has acquired about how many, 20, 30 drones, with which they will use to fight combat insurgents, bandits and terrorists. Now the terrorists are a step ahead to tell you that we even have the drones that you simply acquire. They didn't even tell us that they got theirs too. Do they need to tell you? They are just using their own. It's not a public show. It's not public posturing like the military will want to do always. Oh, well, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Well, these are the major topics of discussion for today. We also have other interesting and trending stories. But before we proceed, kindly click on the subscription button and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Voice of the People TV. And on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Also visit our website. We are at www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also, as Voice of the People, we encourage you to call and share your thoughts and reactions via WhatsApp on 0904-473-2605. I'll take that number again. It's going to appear on your screen anyway. 0904-473-2605, because here, your voice matters. And it is more than just a voice.
Most definitely, your voice matters, and you have the opportunity. So take advantage of it. Yeah. Now, we're lending our voices to a few issues also that happened around the country. Some Nigerians are obviously not making Nigeria proud. 14 of them have been named. 14 Nigerian nationals have been put on a red notice list, an Interpol's red notice list for crimes that include human trafficking, drug trafficking, robbery, cheating, forgery, and things like that. With involving various countries as well. And some of these countries are seeking their arrest for these offenses committed abroad. Well, Interpol clarified that, what a red notice is. A red notice is not an international arrest warrant, but a notice for law enforcement agencies worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest the individuals pending legal proceedings. And the public is encouraged to report any information regarding these suspects to local police authorities. Well, pictures have been put out there with names to back it up. And I was going through social media yesterday, and some Nigerians were saying, look, if your family member is on this list, delete your account on social media. You should be ashamed of yourself. And it's that time of the year. We have a way of oppressing people with our resources, and people just tend to not even luxurious lifestyle. Then the monies, yes, these are the names, and you probably will just go through it and see if you know anybody on that list, and maybe reach out to the police in Nigeria and get them arrested if you're a good Nigerian, if you are a good Nigerian. But we should be wary of how people make their wealth. Even though some will say no seriously, wealthy individual makes his wealth without dipping his hands into crime. I would not like to believe that, because the world has gotten to a point where I said, oh, this region, not like to believe that, because the world has gotten to a point where I said, oh, this region, they are involved in all sorts, baby trafficking, baby factories, human trafficking, body parts trafficking. Yes, it's bad. We know it's bad, but it's not peculiar. And find a way to clean up the image, if possible.
When I saw this list actually yesterday, I was like, what is happening? If you check the age bracket, the youngest of them all is 21 years, and the oldest is at 60. And you know that sometimes, especially here in Nigeria, companies, when police are to say they want to do one or two rating and all that, they're always targeting the young girls.
Yeah, the young ones have their own crime. They do more
their own crime. How would a 60-year-old man?
Yeah, I think crime has nothing to do with
Interpol. And what example are these people now setting?
Crime has nothing to do with age. People just.
I think my take on this is this, and incidentally, unfortunately, Nigeria, you steal and go back. Yeah, people protect you.
But the more you steal, the more they celebrate and protect you.
Yeah.
So it is not going to happen. For them to have been flagged by Interpol, some of them were committed outside the shores of this country. So that is essentially why these people are on the blacklist of Interpol. In some countries, you don't move very far away from criminality. The system apprehends you. So it's a whole lot that we need to do in terms of value reorientation, in terms of the law enforcement agencies being on top of their job, and all of that. Well, anyway, let's see how far. I was checking out some things yesterday. In Edo State, a young man was shot at close range. And what was his crime? Apparently, he's what they call the Azaman for, these guys that are into internet fraud.
Okay.
So he's the one who provides the account number through which monies are sent in. So I think about 94 million was sent to his account, and he refused to remit it, to those that did the business. And then they trailed him to a point where they shot him at close range. And fortunately for him, he didn't die. So he was hospitalized, but the police are now investigating. So that speaks to the question of, and when I saw that news, I was troubled, because when you hear that the police are investigating such crimes, you start to wonder what will come out of it. That money is a lot. Are they investigating to apprehend and maybe get the money back and send it back to whoever to remit to or repatriate it? Or are we going to hear that the money got missing in transit somewhere, somehow? Well, I leave you to decide on what you think might happen at the end of the day.
And talking about money, River State Governor Similai Fubara has approved a 100,000 Christmas bonus for civil servants and public servants and pensioners to ensure a joyous festive season. And this was announced by the state head of service, George Weke. And this is the second consecutive year the administration has provided such a bonus, exceeding the national minimum wage, with pensioners benefiting for the first time. In his Christmas message, Governor Fubara urged residents to embrace peace, unity, and love, emphasizing the importance of peaceful coexistence in addressing economic and security challenges, while expressing optimism about opportunities and fulfillment in the coming year. And I saw this news. I was happy over the fact that some people are still benefiting from the River State Gophers, even when there's a court that says, oh no, we have to find a way to we're confiscating or we're writing out the FAC allocation. We have to shrink the bank account and all that. Even though now we know that another court come up to say that cannot stand, restricting River State and making it be a bit difficult for Similai Fubara for him to get access to the money of the state. It's not a good thing. It doesn't really speak well. It doesn't really speak democracy and all that. But why I decided to dwell more on this is the fact that a governor can utilize the internally generated revenue from the state to be able to give out 100,000 naira Christmas bonus when those people that have access to their FAC allocation and all the monies that they're supposed to have access to are still going back. I'm talking about those who cannot pay the 70,000 minimum wage, or those who are finding it difficult even to pay the pensioners in the state when they have access to a whole lot. And it speaks volumes, seriously speaking, because if one can do something with some restriction, I expect those who are kind of free to be able to look inward, find a way to utilize the mineral resources that they have in their state for them to be able to do more, do better. This is a governor paying above the 70,000 minimum wage this period.
Well, you know what they say? When godfather and godson quarrel, the people tend to gain from it at the end of the day. But I think it's the people benefiting from this one, because the governor will do all he can to win the love of the people. And would this have been the case if things were not the way they are in the state? Well, congratulations to the people of Rivers State. We wish them well. We wish them enjoyment this season. But there's a news report here from The Nation, which of course will be going into the headlines pretty soon. This report says, tax reform, Lagos, Rivers to suffer loss in VAT sharing. Oh well. So talking about bodies that they share and all of that, I guess they will have places where they will get to suffer. But anyway, that's my take on that one. Wish the people well.
All right. I think Sim Fubara seems to be. He's got some respite for a few weeks now, or is it up to a month or even so?
I think it's over a month.
Over a month now. He's been on the news recently, not for the other reason that we've heard him and his godfather quarrel for over a year now, but he's been doing a lot of commissioning of roads, bridges.
So basically, these things have been going on regardless of the issues.
You understand? So he's been flagging off road construction, commissioning new ones, and all of that. But like Moses said, it's good to congratulate him for what he has done, his magnanimity. 100,000 naira, how much is that? But like they say, have bread is better than none. I mean, it's better that people are even getting 100,000 naira in this season. And when you juxtapose
that, it's a bonus.
It's a bonus away from their salary.
Yes. Yeah.
When you juxtapose it with the fact that over 70,000 federal civil servants are yet to receive,
yet to be paying at all
their salary, their minimum wage, and
some states are not even giving up the 70,000 naira.
It's congratulations to the people of River State. All thanks to Governor Sim Fubara. Now let's move over to a new normal. Something that has become a new normal for the people of the Southeast. As Nigerian soldiers have been accused of blocking major roads in the Southeast and targeting travelers, allegedly extorting money from them as part of the military's Operation Udoka, aimed at ensuring security and stability in the region. Intersociety said a lot about how extortion by the military, by security agents, have become a thriving industry in the Southeast. Travelers have reported being forced to disembark from vehicles at numerous checkpoints, trekking past the soldiers. That's quite humiliating. And then reboarding their vehicles, causing frustration. delays and hardship for motorists and passengers. Like I said, it's become a new normal for the people of the Southeast. The same interstate, okay, there was another civil society organization that took account of checkpoints in the Southeast, and from one end of the Southeast, bordering the South out, to the other one that flanks off at the South that leads into the ocean, there were, I think, at last count, 94 military security checkpoints. From one end, not like broad-based, but as the crow flies, straight like this, Not if you're going from Onitsha to Calabar, not counting Owerri, the other side of Anambra, the other side of Abia State, just one straight as the crow flies, 94 checkpoints, 94 military checkpoints within the South. And you begin to ask, is it that, I think that's a video of checkpoints, that you can see the gridlock, the traffic gridlock caused by it. And one unfortunate thing is that kidnaps, robberies happen within the earshot of this military checkpoint. It's quite unfortunate that this is what
the robbers are not abducted, are not arrested.
So, quite unfortunate.
We'll look into this one during the first conversation. We'll have to move straight down, taking a peek on the cover pages of the national dailies. And on the Punch newspaper this morning, the banner headline is Lagos Abuja Rivers phone seekers throng park amid stampede.
Independent State of Biafra will be run by people who care about the masses, just as the Biafra Republic of Nigeria is doing today. That is the only alternative. It doesn't matter. You can hate Master Simon, but you can like him. He is standing on the solid ground, doing what he has to do to save and rescue his people. The only message Master Simon had is self-defense, and it is not a crime. International law supports it. African law supports it. Nigerian law itself supports self-defense. How is it that when Biafrans begin to defend themselves, it becomes a crime? It is not. We are very much aware that there are terrorists in uniform operating in Biafra land. Members of Boko Haram recruited into the military. We have seen them in videos, on confessions. So what else do you want us to wait? You want us to all be exterminated before you want us to fight back? I thank God for the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. Biafran people are going to defend themselves. If it's going to take everyone out to defend Biafra, we will do that till the last man standing. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide our Liberation Army. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move airborne